What's up, mother? Damn, Christmas what, next week? Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. That show's live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room. That show's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Sorry about the delay today. We were having some technical issues, so we had to start a little bit later than normal. But you can also find Easy Money, a sports betting show, and GSR Gonzo Sports Room in podcast form: Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about all of our shows. All of our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show. Go to social media. Our interview announcements, just anything about the show, that's where it goes. Go check out our YouTube page, streamlabs.com/Gonzalo. Or excuse me, go check out our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports Room on YouTube. We have a lot of stuff on there. We just done a couple pro wrestling shows over the weekend. You could actually find those. You can actually find those on there. We're breaking them down into single matches as well. So go check out the YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it. What is going on here? Give me just 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my... All right, I don't know what's going on, but it's not wanting to work. So, all right, now it's working. There we go. But anyway, check our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalo Sports/merch. You can see some of the t-shirts behind us, behind me here. So go check that out. All right, let's go ahead and get started. There is not a real big slate of live games today. Have a few NBA games, more college basketball than any. And I really don't get into college basketball until after the first of the year because I'm more of a college football and NFL guy. And I watched some of the NBA, but all right. First game we have today in the NBA is the Golden State Warriors at the New York Knicks. The Warriors are 4.5-point favorites in this game. They're minus 196 on the money line. Knicks are plus 164 on the money line. Over-under for this game set at 211.5. 211.5 for the over-under. The Warriors are coming off a win last night, 2-point win against the Indiana Pacers. I watched that game. That was a good game. It was a back-and-forth game. The Warriors are 22-5. Pacers were ahead at halftime last night. Warriors came back in the second half with a 102-100 victory. The Knicks are looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. They're 12-15 on the season now. Their last game, they played without some of their starters, Burks and Barrett. I think them guys will be back tonight. Yeah, some guys are supposed to be playing tonight. The Warriors are 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games, playing on 0 days rest. Knicks are 0-4 ATS in their last 4 home games. The over is 5-2 in the Knicks' last 7 overall. The Warriors are 8-2 ATS in the last 10 meetings in New York. Okay. Get back here. I like the Golden State Warriors here. And 4.5. Man. Yeah, I'll take Golden State minus the 4.5. I was thinking about going money line, but that's at minus 196. There's just not a whole lot of value there. So I like the Warriors at the minus 4.5. And I like the over the 211.5 in this game as well. Next game is the Toronto Raptors at the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are 5.5-point favorites at home. They're minus 210 on the money line. The Raptors are plus 176 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 215.5. The Raptors are 13-14 on the season. The Brooklyn Nets are 19-8. The Raptors have won 4 of their last 5 games. OG Anunoby, who's one of their best players, is still out. He's been out for a while now. The Raptors lost to the Nets earlier in the season by 13 points. The Nets have won 3 of their last 4. But the Nets have struggled to cover the spread at home. The Nets are 0-5 ATS their last 5 home games. They've had a tough time covering at home. I like the Nets to win this game. I'll take the Nets at the minus 5.5, and I like the under the 215.5 in this game. All right, our next game is the Phoenix Suns at the Portland Trailblazers. The Suns are 1.5-point favorites on the road. The Suns are minus 118 on the money line. The Portland Trailblazers are plus 100 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 219. All right. I like the Suns in this game. Trailblazers, Damian Lillard just hasn't been he hasn't been on top of his game this year. He's been struggling shooting the ball. The Suns are going to be looking for their 3rd victory tonight. Phoenix is 21-4 on the season. They're a half game ahead of Golden State. The Suns defeated the Celtics on Friday. That was their last game. The Clippers are looking for their 4th consecutive win. They're 15-12. 15-12 on the season. They beat Orlando by 2 points on Saturday. Paul George's been leading the way there. Kawhi Leonard still isn't playing. I don't know if he's going to play at all this year. Who knows with that dude? But the Clippers have 5 players averaging double figures. The Clippers are 3-7 ATS their last 10 games. So they've struggled covering here lately. The under is cashed in 9 of the Clippers' last 13 home games. I like the Suns here at the. I'll take the Suns money line. Excuse me. Let me go back to that. What was I looking at there? That's the Suns and Clippers. That's the wrong. No, it's not, this is Suns and Trailblazers. My bad. I was looking at the wrong page on here. Suns and Trailblazers. So let me go back. All right. Suns and Trailblazers. I like the Suns here on the road at the minus. I'll take the Suns money line. Portland's offense has just not been consistent enough, and both these teams are coming off a little bit of rest. But I like the Suns here at the minus 1, or excuse me, at the money line at minus 118, and I like the under the 219. Under 219. All right, that's all the NBA action for tonight. The other main thing we have is college basketball that's live. Uh, you got Southeast Louisiana against Louisville. Louisville's 23-point favorites. Really ain't no value there. They got the over under here, 140 and a half. Uh, I'd maybe look at taking the under the 140 and a half in that game. Central Connecticut State against Stony Brook is tonight at 6:30. Stony Brook is 14.5-point favorites. Over under is 136 and a half. You have Florida A&M against Cincinnati. Cincinnati is 20.5-point favorites. Over under is 128 and a half in this game. This early in the season, you still have a lot of the non-conference games going on, so you get some bigger schools against smaller schools and get some big ass spreads. You got Hartford or St. Francis, PA at Hartford. Hartford's 1.5-point favorites at home. Over unders at 147 and a half there. I would look at the under the 147 and a half in that game. UNC Greensboro at Tucson. Tucson is 6.5-point favorites. Over unders 127 and a half. You got Alabama A&M at Troy. Troy's 10.5-point favorites at home. Over under for that game set at 129 and a half. Like I said, I don't do a lot of plays on college basketball till after we get out past the first of the year and get more into conference play. North Carolina and AT&T, or North Carolina A&T versus East Tennessee State. East Tennessee State is 11.5-point favorites. Over under at 140 and a half. But yeah, you really don't got no like big time matchup tonight in college basketball. You got some hockey tonight. The Los Angeles Kings at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay is minus 1.5 on the puck line, minus 192 money line. The Kings are plus 158 on the money line. Over under for this game's at 5.5. I like the Tampa Bay Lightning in this game. You have the Maple Leafs at the Oilers. The Maple Leafs are minus 1.5 on the puck line. They're minus 120 on the money line. Over unders at 6.5. The Oilers are plus 100 on the money line. There's a couple games that you got tonight. What else we got? Canadians at the Penguins are tonight. Penguins are home favorites at minus 330 on the money line. Canadians are plus 260 on the money line. You got New Jersey at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the home favorite at minus 125 on the money line. The Devils are plus 104 on the money line. And like I said, you got the Kings at the Lightning. Golden Knights at the Bruins. I like the Golden Knights in this game as underdogs. But all right, that's most of the live games that we have today. Let's go ahead and let's talk a little NFL, and then I'll give out my picks for today's games. Thursday night football this week, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites on the road. They're minus 184 on the money line. Chargers are plus 154 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 50. This is an interesting game. The Chargers got off to a hot start to the season, and the Chiefs were struggling. And now it's kind of reversed. But the Chargers did have looked a little better the last couple of games. The Chiefs' defense is what's been the biggest difference for them. Their defense has made a complete 180. Their defense went from being one of the worst defenses in the league to one of the top. Well, maybe not top, but up either average or better than average, close to getting in that top maybe 15 in the league. If the Chiefs defense plays like that, and if their offense can get back in rhythm, which they kind of looked like they did against the Raiders, but it's hard to tell against the Raiders. I'm leaning toward right now the Chargers at the plus 3.5 at home. The Chargers at home, and the Chargers offense, if they can put some pressure on that Kansas City defense, put some pressure and get some pressure on Mahomes, I think this is going to be a close game. This actually just went up to 4. So yeah, I'm leaning toward the Chargers at the plus 4 in this game, and I'm leaning toward the over the 51.5. You got the Raiders at the Browns. The Browns are 5.5 point favorites at home. Over under for this game's at 42. This is a game I'm still not sold on. I'm leaning toward the Browns just because they've been playing, even though they've been struggling as well some. And I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield, but the Raiders have not been playing well at all the last few games. So this is a game I'm probably going to stay away from, but I'm leaning toward the but I would lean also toward the over the 42. The big game this weekend, I can't wait for it on Saturday night. When we have our room set the other way, you can see all of our Colts stuff, but we're big Colts fans here. You have the New England Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are 2.5 point favorites at home. They're minus 132 on the money line. Patriots are plus 112 on the money line. Over under for this game at 45.5. It kind of surprises me a little bit that the Colts are favorites here. I know they're at home, but this is also showing that the sports books believe the Colts are a better team than what their record is, and I believe that as well. The Colts have blown some games. When they put together a complete game, they can win the damn Super Bowl this year if we can just get hot at the right time. We've been pretty high here lately, other than blowing a game against the Bucs a couple of weeks ago. It's a big game for the Colts. It'd be a big one. If we can win this game, it'd be huge. So I'm kind of a little surprised that the Colts are favorites because New England's been one of the hottest teams in the league. These have been the Patriots and Colts are two of the hotter teams in the league here recently. Patriots have a good run game, good defense, and then they have a rookie quarterback that's not making a whole lot of mistakes. He don't turn the ball over. He's been making plays when he needs to. But the Colts have the same thing. Colts have maybe the best running game in the league, a good defense, and then we have a quarterback that's been playing a lot better this year than what he had played in Philadelphia. He is and he's made some plays, but he's put this team in positions to win some games that we haven't been able to take advantage of as well. So I lean toward the Colts here at the minus 2.5. I'd like to see what this line does the rest of the week and see the injury reports and stuff like that. Like I said, we'll give our official NFL picks out probably either on Friday's show or we put them out Sunday morning, usually both. But all right, next game in the NFL, we got the Washington football team at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are 4.5 point favorites going into this game. Over under at 43.5. I like the Washington football team. I'm leaning toward them right now at the plus 4 and the under the 43.5. Panthers are at the Bills. The Bills are 10.5 point favorites at home. The way the Bills are playing right now, I don't know if they should be 10.5 point favorites over anybody. But if there was going to be a team, it would be the Panthers, who's struggling to find a quarterback that can play consistent. They've lost their best player, McCaffrey. But I still think 10.5 might be a little much. Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins are 8.5 point favorites at home, and the over-under for this game is set at 43. I lean toward the Dolphins in this game. I think the Dolphins will win this game. But 8.5 in a division game, that's just a lot of points to give up. And there's really no value of taking them on the money line at minus 375. The Cowboys and the Giants. The Cowboys are 10.5 point favorites on the road. The Giants just find ways to lose games. Over under in this game is 44.5. The Cowboys' offense has not been playing great. Their defense really stepped up last game. So I think Dallas wins this game, but I think 10.5 points is too many. So I'm leaning toward the Giants at the plus 10.5. Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Titans are 1.5-point favorites on the road, minus 122 on the money line. Steelers are plus 104 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 41.5. I'm leaning toward the Titans money line here. Titans are just playing, I think, are the better team, and they're playing better right now. Over-under is at 41.5. I'm going to say over the 41.5. Texans at Jags, a battle of two of the worst teams in the league. And you have the Jags as 3.5 point favorites at home. Over under at 39.5. I like the over to 39.5 in this game. And I'm leaning toward the Jags. I think the Jags will just have a little bit better team, but Jags have a lot of stuff going on. I think Urban Meyer might be out of there here real soon. Cardinals and Lions. I like the Cardinals, but 13.5 points I think is too many. And minus 820, there's no value on the money line. Falcons and Niners. Niners are 8.5-point favorites at home. See, I think that's too many points. I would favor the Falcons in that, not winning the game, but to cover. We got Denver as 1-point favorites over the Bengals. The Packers are 4.5-point favorites on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. I like the Packers to win that game, but man, 4.5. I don't like giving up that many points, especially to a Ravens team that can get hot. Seahawks at the Rams. Rams are 6.5-point favorites there. Saints at Bucks. The Bucks are 10.5-point favorites against the Saints. Got a pretty good slate of games for this weekend. But all right, before we get out of here, let's get to my picks of the day. Tomorrow there's a bigger slate of games than there is today, but since there's only 3 NBA games today, I'm going to give out picks for all 3 games in the NBA. I like the Warriors minus 4.5 over the New York Knicks. Okay, I like the Warriors minus 4.5 against the New York Knicks, and I like the over the 211.5 in that game. I like the Brooklyn Nets minus 5.5 and the under 215.5 in that game. And then the Suns Trailblazers, I like the Suns money line, and I like the over 219 in that game. That's going to be my picks of the day. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We appreciate all the support we've been getting. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. That show's live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live 1 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the GSR Gonzo Sports Room. That show's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both those shows in podcast form at Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Check out our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows, including our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show. So follow us on social media at Gonzo Sports Room, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports Room. Got a lot of content on there. Please hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. Check out the merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. We got some, you can see some of our shirts behind me. We also have some other shirts and hats and stuff on our merch page. We got some new stuff getting ready to drop here in the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. Don't forget, today at 1 p.m. Eastern, we have special guest Austin Ryan, owner of Hybrid Championship Wrestling. for GWR Live at 1 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you guys here in about an hour for that. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Hope to see you guys here in about an hour for GWR Live. If not, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 for Easy Money, a sports betting show. Have a great day. Stay safe. Peace.